What is up, YouTube? Back with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can get the platinum threshold score for the HyperNet current, which is the active competitive Nightfall for today. And since today was Tuesday, we had the weekly reset, so we're going to have 3 new Nightfalls in rotation for this week, which is the final week of Guardian games. Now, why do you want to get the platinum threshold? Number one, I believe you still can get the, the hoverboard through the quest, I believe. So there's the shoot to score quest, which is the quest you get when you start Guardian games, and you get it from Zavala. And you can see for this week it's just repeating what it was for the first week and the second week. You can see that achieving a bronze score is required, and it says you have to get a score of 50,000 points. And then the next step is just going to be over here, as you can see, similar to last week, where it's going to say bronze score 50k, silver score 100k, then gold score 150k, and then platinum score 175k. And then it'll tell you, okay, congratulations, you did it. Now you're pretty much playing to see if you get in a top 10% rank or anything like that within the community rank. So you can see it's just going to end up repeating and everything like that. But that's pretty much why you want to be doing this, is just to get as high a score as possible. So if you're aiming for that top 10% rank, that's something you could try to do, as well as just getting your hoverboard. Since this is the last week, I'm not sure how else you're going to be able to obtain it after this. It might be a quest, or they might just leave it in the Eververse store where you have to buy it with real money. So I highly recommend, if you can, just try to get that hoverboard, just because it's free right now. But now that we have gone over the shoot to score quest, I also want to go over how we're going to be doing this. And if you've seen any of the other videos, it's the same thing. We're going to go to our journey over here, go to the triumphs, and we're going to go over Season of the Wish. And over here in the Vanguard medals, these are all the medals that are active inside a competitive Nightfall, as well as other Vanguard playlists. And when it comes to getting these are really going to help you with the score. So you can see something like Primary Spree, rapidly defeat 3 combatants with weapons using primary ammo. This is something that's very easy to do. You just kind of do this without realizing. But the ones we're really going to just try to pay attention to are going to be located over here. And it's going to be Giant Slayer, which again is very, very easy to do. Just defeat a champion. And then when you pair that up with Finishing Touches, which is defeat a powerful combatant with a finisher, and then Insult to Injury, which is after using an emote, use a finisher to defeat a powerful combatant. You combine all 3 of these for orange health bar enemies, as well as the champions, as you can see for the Giant Slayer. That's really going to help you when it comes to getting a bunch of points really easily. And they're enemies that you have to take out regardless, so if you just do a little bit of extra setup for this, while I think it's pretty annoying, it does give you a good amount of score. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of go over the modifiers now that we went over how we're going to try to obtain that score. And you can see when it comes to the modifiers here, I went to the wrong thing. We're going to go to the tower, and then right here, the Guardian Games Competitive Nightfall. And then we have things like Shielded Foes. You're going to face combatants with Arc, Solar, and Void Shields. Hero modifiers, we have Overload and Unstoppable Champions. Arc Threat, 25% increase to incoming Arc damage. Empath, Enhanced Radar, and you take increased damage from melee. Then we have Overcharged Weapons. Stasis Surge, 25% bonus to outgoing stasis damage. Then Solar Surge, 25% bonus to outgoing solar damage. Then Overcharged Grenade Launcher, which is 25% bonus to damage for all grenade launchers. And then Galvanized combatants have more health and are more difficult to stun. Now, like I said, today is the HyperNet current, and this is a Neomuna one, and you can see this is kind of the loot and everything that's there. I don't really care for the loot, we're pretty much just playing for the score. And just to show you, I will be doing this in private in a solo game pretty much, but if you want and you have friends that will help you, go ahead and invite them and just kind of just tell everybody, hey, make sure when you finish off a champion or an orange health bar enemy, you emote in front of them and then get a finisher, and that way you can get the most points. And again, if you're playing with a team, this is very easy to do. You won't take as long compared to my gameplay, because again, I'm playing solo, so I have to do the setup and I have to kind of go out of my way to do everything. But if you're playing with a group, you can have one person dedicated to getting the champions low, you can have one person dedicated to going and getting the emote and the finisher, and you can have somebody just doing DPS on everything, right? So that's just one way you could do it. But again, as long as everybody's on the same page and you're doing this in a private match, or if you're matchmaking and stuff like that, then you could definitely get a good score. I'm only showing you this because most of the time when you matchmake into the lobbies and everything like that, it's kind of annoying because you might want to get a high score, but then people are just instantly deleting champions and not even doing emotes and finishers, which again is very easy to do, and then it ends up kind of costing you with your score. So now we went over that, let's get into the loadout, and then we're going to get into the gameplay. So getting into the loadout, this is kind of what I have put together. For the subclass, we're going to be running Golden Gun Marksman with the Solar subclass. Then I have Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump, Knife Trick, and Healing Grenades. And for the aspects, we have On Your Mark and Knock 'em Down. For the fragments, we have Ember of Ashes, Ember of Char, Ember of Solace, and Ember of Torches, as well as Ember of Eruption. Now getting into the weapons, I'm running Riptide, and what Riptide allows me to do is with Chill Clip, you can see direct hits with this, the top half of the magazine cause a detonation that slows nearby targets. Now this is going to be very important because this is what I'm going to rely on for Overload champions. And I will say, this is not the best way to deal with Overload champions, but you can see to stun an Overload, it says stasis slow effects. So as long as we hit that champion with the top half of our magazine, we will always stun it with the slow kind of damage, right? Now there is a chance that when you use Riptide, you end up freezing it without stunning it, and that will also allow you just a couple seconds to do some DPS. So just know Riptide is kind of there for that reason. I'm going to be very stingy when it comes to the ammo just because, you know, while at first there isn't a whole lot of Overload champions, there is going to be some present, and you really just want to make sure you always have Riptide ammo because, again, since I'm putting all my trust on this weapon to do the Overload stuns, if I don't have ammo and then there's an Overload champion, then that puts me in a really bad position. So I'm going to just make sure I have this fully loaded at all times. Now when it comes to my secondary weapon, Polaris Lance, this is what I'm going to be using throughout the majority of this, and this is what's going to be used for the Unstoppable champions. Now, pretty much to use this for Unstoppable champions, you're going to try to just hit crits. Now for the Unstoppable champions here, for the most part, it's the Cabal ones, and the Cabal ones have these huge fuel tanks on their back, and as long as you shoot those, no matter where you shoot it, it's always going to count as a crit. And the thing with Polaris Lance is the perfect fifth is the exotic trait, as you can see, and precision hits reload, or precision hits load an explosive round, right? So you hit 4 crits in a row, and then that 5th shot is always gonna do a little explosive round. And then when you hit that 5th shot, it's also gonna cause an ignition. And then when we cause that explosive round, if it's on an Unstoppable champion or if it's on the ground near an Unstoppable champion and it hits it, it will stun it, allowing us to just further do DPS. So that means you can either just keep spamming crits until you kill it, or you can switch over to your heavy and then finish it off, right? But obviously the idea is you want to emote and finish it before killing orange health bar enemies and champions. So it's just going to allow us to get them low enough to where we can be comfortable enough to do that. So that's why I'm running Polaris Lance. And again, if it sounds super complicated, I'll just show you in the gameplay what I mean, and then hopefully I'll make it a little clearer. But when it comes to the heavy, I am running an Unwavering Duty. And again, I'm just really a big fan of this LMG. It's solar, so we're going to take advantage of the solar buff. That's the same thing with Polaris Lance as well as the subclass, because we're going to do a little extra damage with solar subclass. Stasis is also taking an advantage here with more damage. That's why I have Riptide as well. But if you want, feel free to just switch things out. But I do like Unwavering Duty. If you don't have this, you can use any LMG. I just recommend any LMG. Just try to have synergy with your loadout. So if you're running Stasis, maybe try to have a Stasis LMG or whatever class you're rocking. But Unwavering Duty, I do like this one, and it could be any solar LMG. I just like this one because it has a 450 RPM, so it's a very fast shooting weapon compared to Fixed Odds, which is like on the lower end of the RPM thing. And to be honest, I feel like this just does a lot more damage because of that RPM, and then we can hold a lot of heavy ammo because of it being an LMG. So that's why I'm running Unwavering Duty. And again, this is just going to help me get the champions and the bosses low enough to where I can emote and then do a finisher. So I'm really going to rely on this as well. Now when it comes to the gear here, for the helmet, I'm running Celestial Nighthawk, and you can see it's the exotic helmet. And then it has solar targeting, solar siphon, and hands on. I do want to just note that you can see I have the harmonic targeting, harmonic siphon. So these aren't actual solar siphon and everything like that, because as you can see, solar siphon costs 3 energy slots, but I was able to only use 1 here because of harmonic siphon. And harmonic siphon, in case you don't know, and harmonic targeting, they will pretty much match whatever your subclass is. So very quickly, if I just change to void, you can see now I have void targeting and void siphon. But if I go back to solar, we're back on solar targeting and solar siphon. So it matches whatever your subclass is. So that's why I'm using that one. And then we have hands on, so we gain bonus super energy on melee kills. Now for the arms, we have solar loader and heavy handed. And then for the chest piece, we have 2 arc damage resistant mods and charged up. And then for the legs, we have stacks on stacks and 2 kinetic weapon surge mods. The kinetic weapon surge mods are pretty much so when we use Golden Gun, for whatever reason, the game just knows that Golden Gun is a kinetic damage source. So in order to get as much damage as we can, especially when we're in that Tormentor boss fight, or if we're in the actual last boss fight with the Vex enemy, we can just know we're doing as much damage as we can with the Golden Gun. So that's kind of the whole big damage thing we want to use is Golden Gun, because we have Celestial Nighthawk, which turns Golden Gun into one high damage shot, and then you compare that with the kinetic weapon surge mods, which will increase your damage. Then for the cloak, we have 2 bomber mods and then a time dilation mod. Now getting into the artifact here, there is some that are pretty much useless, but I'm too lazy to reset my artifact, so the first row doesn't really matter. If you're going to use any of these in particular, just make sure you have it equipped for the Nightfall. But again, I'm not really using any of these, so we're just going to skip that. For the second row, I recommend Killing Trigger, and there is some taken enemies here, so from whence you came is going to be helpful. Just know it's not a fully taken area. You will have Cabal at the start, so at the start of that you won't be doing too much damage, but then when you get towards like the middle and toward the end, when you have Cabal, or not Cabal, enemy taken enemies, that will help you with increased damage. Moving on to the next one, Flint Striker I highly recommend and Wished into Being. And then for the last row, Raise of Precision and Solo Operative. The ones that aren't necessary here are Blast Radius, just because we're not using a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher. Heart of the Flame, we're not playing with teammates, so this is just not going to be helpful, because when I cast my Solar Super, I grant nearby allies Radiant, and again, I'm playing by myself here, so we're not really going to give Radiant to anybody. If you're playing in a group, I highly recommend this, but if you're playing solo, go ahead and take it off. Overload rocket launchers, again, there is overload champions, but we're not going to use overload rocket launchers, because I found when I was playing this that the overload rocket launcher was really doing a bunch of damage, and most of the time it was just one-hitting my champions and stuff, and it was taking them out very quickly to where I couldn't get an emote and finisher, so I decided to just change it. So I'm not using that. But again, just make changes where you think it's necessary. Things like Revitalizing Blast might be a good one here, but just kind of make changes when necessary. And now that we've gone over the loadout, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. Alright, so we're loading in, as you can see. Now, when it comes to things that you can have active, if you've beat the Nightfall already, let's say you've gotten like a bronze score or gold score in particular, when you get the gold score, you're going to have the gold contenders boon, and that will give you like a boost to damage and boost to abilities and stuff like that. So usually I would just fully complete it and then record, but this time I just went halfway through it, and then I was like, let me just go ahead and just start recording now. So you can see when we run in here, we're going to have just some red health bar enemies. There is going to be some orange health bar enemies, so just kind of be aware of that. So we're going to go ahead and run around. Let me see. So far, I'm not noticing the orange health bar. There's also going to be some dogs, so be careful. You can see them right here. And this is why I love Polaris Lance, because of the ad clear. You can see you hit a crit, and then with Dragonfly and everything, that is the catalyst. I should have mentioned that too when I was going over the loadout, but the catalyst does give you Dragonfly and allows you to kind of get rid of ads very quickly like that. Now, I believe... okay, no, there's no orange health bar here yet. And then we're going to jump up here, and I believe here is where we... okay, it's not this guy, it's... yeah, up here, there's 2 of them. So we're going to go ahead and just get rid of this group. And then you can see I'm getting a bunch of primary screws and stuff like that. But when we jump up here, this is where you want to kind of be careful with the damage. This is where I'm just going to do a little bit of damage, and I'm going to switch over to my LMG just to get him low. You can see I kind of ignited this guy, which I didn't want to do, and I just killed him. But emote finisher. Could have gotten 3 of them, but it looks like I'm going to go ahead and just get 2. And I'm going to emote and finisher. Now, there we go. I do want to note, when you are doing the emote and finisher combo, be very careful, because sometimes when you, let's say you do an emote and then you don't actually go straight for the follow-up with the finisher, it will go ahead and put you on a cooldown. So let's say you hit your emote on, you know, an enemy, and then they start backing away from you. That can result in you not getting the emote and finisher combo. So The cooldown is kind of annoying. It lasts, I feel like, a minute at least, but I'm not entirely too sure. But here we are going to have some orange health bars. I believe it's the Vex Minotaurs. And then, great, we got another one of these guys. Another unstoppable champion. You can see, as long as you just keep shooting that backpack, you should be fine. Since he is known to just kind of get out of being stunned randomly, I'm an emote finisher. Use my LMG. I got finishing touches, and I don't know what the other one was. So you should get 3 medals when you do it to champions. So I was missing 1 medal there because I saw 2. Oh, I think the enemies killed the Minotaurs. I think that's what happened. So if you're fast enough, you can't get those kills. That's not good. Hold on. I was gonna get that guy low. And then when it comes to these turrets, I'm just gonna take them out now. You see, we got some other orange health bar enemies as well. There's a red health bar. I don't want to hit the crit because then he's gonna go ahead and do some damage to this guy. And alright, that's annoying. Let's just go ahead and take out our LMG and lower the other guy too. Alright. They're not cooperating right now. There we go, both of them are low. Emote finisher, just because they were gonna go ahead and try to push me back. Emote finisher. And then here we're gonna get, yeah, finishing touches. Now let's jump up here. And if you really wanted to, you could pick up those laser things that the Minotaur and the Vex enemies drop, but I just rather just use my guns and stuff like that. You can see some more red health bar enemies. And I don't remember if there's an orange health bar enemy here, to be honest with you, so I'm just going to kind of move up very slowly. Some gladiators, which are some of the worst enemies. Yeah, there's a bunch of red health bar enemies, looks like. Now here is going to be kind of an annoying area. What I'm going to do is just jump over here to this left side. We are going to have these turrets that I recommend shooting before you jump on. You will have some time to shoot these, as you can see, and then I think eventually they'll tell you to kind of move in because you're going to be in a restricted area. So you can see, yeah, using joining allies. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. And then it's just going to spawn me in over here. Let's just go. I'm gonna go straight down here to the left. I mean, if you want, you could go to the right because there's cover right here. But I find that after you start shooting, they're just all gonna try to swarm you, and then as you can see, you're taking damage from up here, from the left, from the middle. So actually, I said I was gonna go left. I'll just go down here in the middle just to show you. Let's just go ahead and get rid of these red health bar enemies. There is enemies above me. Let's just go ahead and jump on top of this. Gotta get rid of these scions first, that way I'm not getting sniped at when I'm up here. And just a little spoiler alert, if you've never done this one before, this Nightfall, there is going to be a Tormentor, so that's kind of why I have this LMG, so I can rapidly just hit those crits. And he just spawned in over there. And he just spawned in some reinforcements as well. And if you want, you can do some damage from far with Polaris Lance. You can see, try to hit those shoulders. Pretty hard to miss those crits since they're kind of just there. And one thing I want to do as well is just kind of make sure I get rid of ads too, because if you're just fully focusing on this guy and then he starts pushing you and then you start panicking and running around ads and they're all just hitting you at the same time, it's not a fun time. I don't know how I'm not hitting that other guy, but there we go. And I'm not 100% sure if this is champion, or not a champion, but a boss type enemy that you can finisher, because I know some tormentors you can, and I'm not 100% sure if you can do it on this one, but I'm gonna check. Now I know he can jump up here, so I'm wondering what he's doing. Let me just go ahead, since there's another wave of enemies here, try to get rid of them. mean, so far we got 60k points, about to be 70. Okay, yeah, he's gonna try to do that. Try to suppress me. Stoppable champion down here. So, yeah, that should stun. I'm gonna try to just go ahead and get him a little lower. And I just killed him. Okay, so never mind. And it's perfectly fine to miss some enemies here. Like, if you killed some orange health bar enemies by accident and you kill some champions, it's perfectly fine. Just know that you can make some mistakes and still get a platinum score. But I'm just going to go ahead. You can see I got him to that last bar and then hit him with a golden gun. And I don't see the finisher symbol here. And I'm going to try it. Yeah, no, that did not work. Okay. So we're just going to kill him. Here we go.
Next portal is clear. Let's follow those taken and remove them from the system.
Look around for any ammo. We're at 80k. Again, I really would have wanted that champion emote and finisher combo there, but it's alright. He ended up dying. And to be honest with you, I was kind of thinking about how I was going to get it because of the Tormentor being there and all those other AI shooting at me. But I'm just going to make our way over here. Now here's kind of where it goes into the taken area. I don't remember if you can shoot these. Yeah, I think you need the laser to shoot those. So you can see some taken enemies here as well as that unstoppable champion. So I'm just go ahead and see if I can stun this guy. There we go. Now notice how he's on the edge right here. Just be careful when you jump on over here because he'll try to push you away with one of his attacks. You can see it right there. That's why I kind of jumped behind him. But Giant Slayer, finishing touches, and insult to injury. You can see we got our 3 medals on that champion. See, you got some Arc Shield, taking Centurions over here. Just go ahead and get that. Alright, now that we're here, just watch out for these. You really don't want to get hit by them, but I don't remember if they one-shot you. I'm not really trying to figure that out right now, so I'm just going to avoid them. That's an unstoppable champion up here. And just to show you, you can fully do a bunch of damage with only using Polaris Lance. You don't have to use your LMG. You can see, I think I just killed him. Yeah. But that's the most annoying thing about this is like when you condition yourself to play Nightfall, it's like you want to do a bunch of damage, you want to get kills on champions, and then it's like no, you actually have to leave them one shot so you can go emote and finisher. So it is kind of an annoying play style, but if you want the platinum score, I just recommend doing it. Do it once and then you don't have to do it for the rest of the week. You can see orange health bar, emote finisher. And then I'm just gonna pick up these arc, lasers, and just shoot the blights. There are some other orange Minotaur enemies over there, as you can see on the other side of the room. I'm just trying to go ahead and get that. You can see using Polaris Lance is great ad clear for these taken enemies, as well as just using it to shoot the blights. They just killed that orange health bar. I just killed that one by hitting that crit. We're at 119k. Actually, let me drop this one and pick. Oh, never mind. Alright. So we're gonna make our way over here. Use this jump pad. Now here is kind of an annoying part is when it comes to using your vehicle/hoverboard. So you can see we're just going to go ahead and go here. And you can just hold B, as you can see, and for the most part, for me it's hold B at least. You hold your crouch key if you're on mouse and keyboard or anything like that, and using the hoverboard. And you can pretty much just avoid most of them, as you can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and just use a regular boost here to kind of finish it. And these are just red health bar enemies. If you really wanted to, you can kill them, but I recommend if you are, just kill them fast, because The amount of time it takes to get off and then try to focus on killing them, it's just really not worth it in my opinion. I mean, it is great for padding your score just in case if you do hit that 20-minute mark and you just need to have some extra points. Let me see if I take their kill. Emote finisher. Okay. Go ahead and shoot that. Looking back over here, I don't see any of those flights right here. So let's go ahead and get rid of these enemies first. You can see that's our overload champion right here. So I'm gonna have to wiggle my way around over here somehow and then just try to focus right here. You can see I stunned him. And I'm just gonna go ahead and switch to the LMG. Emote finisher. Like I said in the loadout, you can get that stun first try. I wasn't expecting it, but you can see I got it there. Let's go ahead and pick up some ammo. Make sure we always get special ammo for our Riptide. And these, you could run past them or just shoot them. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. But I'm just going to go ahead and ignore them. You can see, just run. If you're playing with a group, I recommend shooting them just because no one likes to, you know, follow their teammate and then you end up running straight into those. So here's another overload. The only downside to using Riptide is really that you have to just kind of jump forward towards the overload. You can see I got the stun. Go ahead and switch over. Emote finisher. Giant Slayer, finishing touches, insult to injury. Here's an orange health, or not orange health bar, solar shield. Wow, I don't know what just happened there in my brain. I am recording this, it's 3 in the morning right now, so bear with me for a little bit. We got some more red health bar enemies, and you can see we're at 146k. This is where that laser would come in clutch if you still had it, to where you can go ahead and shoot those. But now the objective is to get the laser and shoot these little Vex pockets there. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of some red health bar enemies. You can see an orange health bar up there. I'm just gonna leave him there. I'm gonna see if he does some damage to this orange health bar Minotaur. And then emote finisher. And I'm just gonna pick this up. And instantly you can see we just crossed the gold threshold, which is 150k. These guys are annoying. Let's just go ahead and look around for these rifts. Now what I'm going to do is just get it to 90% complete, and then I'll just go ahead and go for the overload and anything else that I have to focus on. You can see we're out of that. Go ahead and shoot those. You can see that ogre just spawned in. I'm trying to be very careful how much damage I do. Emote finisher. I'm not sure if that one counted just because of it kind of cut the emote off, but we ended up getting it. Alright, let me be careful how much damage I do there. These are very easy emote and finisher combos to get, so I highly recommend that you try to make sure you get these. Finisher, oh, I think that stopped me because I got hit. Yep, I didn't get the emote on that. Let me just move. Let me just heal a little bit. Taking a lot of unnecessary damage there because I was in the middle. Let's go ahead and try to get this overload champion now. And I stunned him and then he backed up over here, which is annoying. So I'm gonna just wait, because if I end up trying to do DPS now, they're gonna end up getting out of it and then probably healing mid damage. So let's go ahead and close more of these. And again, I would say this Nightfall is one of the more annoying ones, just because you kind of want to be as fast as possible. But again, since I'm solo and I'm just trying to really show you all the opportunities you get, you know, like for example, right now I'm at 172k. So if I really wanted to, I just could kill everything here and still end up getting the platinum score. But I'm just really trying to show you all the chances you have. So you can see that. I got hit with some stasis. So again, very annoying process here. There we go. Then emote, finisher. And there is going to be an orange health bar right here. The jump up here is going to be pretty annoying. Deal with these guys. Then emote, finisher. And there you can see we are at 180k and we crossed the platinum threshold. So from this point forward, you don't have to do any more emotes and finishers. You're pretty much only getting points after 170k just to get the, you know, or trying to get the top 10% score, the top 20 or top 30, whatever you may rank in. But this is going to be the boss room, so you can see I barely made it here with enough score to get the platinum. And just to be honest with you, I'm not really going to try to emote and finish or anything else that might spawn in here. If there's champions or anything, I'm just going to try to just raw DPS them and then, you know, finish this as fast as possible. Because at the 20-minute mark, you will start to lose the score and points that you have. So one thing I like about Polaris Lance too, especially for this boss, is as you can see, even when the shield is in front of him, because I'm Radiant, I can go ahead and shoot through the barrier shield, pop golden gun, hit the crit. I did notice there was a champion there, unless I was just seeing things. But I'm pretty sure it was either that or it was a Phalanx that had solar on him that looked like an unstoppable. Again, you can see I'm kind of getting hit by every single thing in this room here. This is like if you're playing as a team, then you would probably have, you know, someone with a well if you have a warlock, and then, or someone just getting ads, and then you can see I'm kind of getting swarmed here. So go ahead, kill everything, compose yourself. Let's go ahead and use my heavy. And you can see as long as I'm Radiant, I can just keep breaking the barrier shield with my LMG or with my Riptide. I'm taking huge damage. I should have prepared myself to run over here sooner. There we go. And I'm just going to use a Riptide here. Again, these orange health bars, if you wanted to, you can still go ahead and get the emote finisher combos. But like I said, I'm not doing that just because I already have the score. And let me just pick this up and just kill these guys. Alright, so now that we're low enough, let's pick this up, and then we're going to use this for the blights. And I did not know that was going to happen. I thought I picked up a new one. That was a horrible melee. Alright, yeah, this is annoying. Let me just go ahead and use my LMG. Should be the last one, yeah. You can see the boss now moved to the back of the room over there. Okay, let me just see if I can get a Berserker medal, yeah. Okay. I almost forgot about these two. All these, taken, whatever those are. And if you still have these lying around, you can also use these on the boss. But I'm about to be swarmed by these ads, and there's some annoying goblins here. So there goes that plan. And it just, again, this really just shows you how kind of annoying this Nightfall is. obviously with better builds than the one that I put together just real quick that I've been using this whole time, probably be a little more effective. But let's go ahead and go over here, pop golden gun, get that crit, get this one up. Watch out for those. And again, once you see these little taken, whatever they are, flying at you, try to prioritize those because they will do a lot of damage. And if you get hit by like every single one of them because you weren't paying attention to them, they will kill you. So just pay attention to that. We are gonna get these little Vex taken rifts, or not Vex taken rifts, but taken rifts with the Vex enemies again. Let's go ahead and just try to get our laser right here and just start shooting these right away. I can't see another one. Let's try to go back up here and get another laser. Alright. I just got my super, so that's useful. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot those. Alright. You can see more orange health bars there. I'm gonna go ahead and just get that crit. Watch out for these, like I said. Oh no. Alright, let me heal a little bit just because I don't want to die here. I'm not really happy with this run, but hopefully we can still just get this 175k. We have 190k right now, so it looks like we're gonna get it done. Where are these going? The rest went all the way to the left. There we go. We have to kill 195k. Again, that was just me playing it solo. I was able to get the platinum score right away. Obviously, if you're playing this with a team, then you're going to go through the mission a whole lot faster than I did. You're going to have more opportunity to get orange health bar, finishers and boss finishers and stuff like that quicker. So, yeah, just kind of pay attention to that and you should be fine. So you can see we're done here. We can show you a 24-minute run. Wow, that was a long time. That felt like it was a long time. And then the score limit 195k. That's gonna do it. Hopefully, if you found it useful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell so you don't miss another video. Drop a follow on my Twitch, twitch.tv/MonkeyShame0. Playlist with all my guys are popping up on screen right now. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.